Back. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. All right. Precinct officer, Nakar. All right. Teaching the New Jersey Trenton law class. All right. We're going to go it's really just going to be like just a topic on Thanksgiving. I mean, not Thanksgiving, Halloween. I can also add the Thanksgiving in there too. All right. Give y'all the announcements. We are the Isupk. Start out of 1 West on 25th Street, Harlem, New York. All right. We are under Commander Junior Hanna. We're here to teach every so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American the truth of this Bible. All right. So right now, all right, you see what season we are in. Right now, you have what's going on today. We already know what's going on. All right. We have holidays, right? We have holidays of the white man. All right. And it's about to be a lot more stuff going on in the world. Definitely death. All right. Halloween is one of the days that a lot of death happens because of the mask and, just everybody being out and about, right? People can go commit crimes on these days. And also, you have Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is also a day where, it's supposed to be about love, but family members is going to fight. People are going to get shot on those days as well. You know what I'm saying? Because these days is not honored by the Lord. All right. So let's get to it. Let's go to Deuteronomy 7:6. All right. Deuteronomy 7:6. Okay. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. It says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God." The Lord said that we are different from every other nation and people. It's all through the Bible. You'll see it. That's why the Lord is only talking to the Israelites. All right. And let's just talk about it. We seen Kanye West. He spoke about the Jews, black people being Jews, Hispanic, Native Americans being Jews. That's what he mean by black people being Jews. Of course, Kanye West is listening to class. He's watching Commander Junior Hanna. He's getting the One West breakdown. Now, of course, he might be getting it from different sources, but it always going to come back to One West because we were the ones explaining to people that we are the lost tribes of Israel. All right. So always know when you're reading this Bible, you're reading about yourself. You're reading about your ancestors. All right. "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God," meaning that we are a special people. We are a separate people. When you read Leviticus, the 20th chapter and 26th verse, it says that the Lord cut us off from other nations. He cut us off so that we can worship him and not have to worry about the other nations involving themselves in our culture, trying to influence their culture onto us. He didn't want us to do what they do. So that ties into to my topic. You understand about Halloween? We shouldn't celebrate Halloween. One is satanic. The satanic church tells people, listen, Halloween is satanic. That's our holiday, right? And you people they say that you're going to hell. Of course, you don't go to hell. You understand that it's a condition, not a place. They say that, you go and celebrate Christmas. You celebrate these holidays not knowing the truth behind it. Halloween is satanic. People worship it to try to scare away spirits. They believe that the dead will come back for one day out of the year. You know what I'm saying? They wear the costumes and everybody just be merry and a bunch of rape and all of those things. That's, of course, the oppressor holiday. You understand? Always got to be something psychotic. I shared this post this week where it showed how white people celebrated their Halloween back in the day and how monstrous it looked. You know what I'm saying? Like these costumes look like it came straight out of a horror movie. You understand? And I'm not talking about the movies that you watch. I'm talking about something that is like psychotic, mass serial murderer type of vibe, right? So again, right, let's read it. It says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself." Meaning what? The same way you have a favorite pair of shoes, a favorite car that you like. Everybody got that one particular tribe that they like. You got some brothers that say, "Man, I can't have enough of the Hispanic women. I like the West Indian women." Some sisters might say, "Yo, I like them Hispanic brothers. I like this type of brother." Whatever the case may be, whatever your taste be, we all have that favorite, right? We have our favorite drink. We have our favorite meal when we go to a particular. We have these favorite things. The Lord has his favorite things, and it's saying right here in the Bible. But see, the reason why we celebrate Halloween, because we was never taught this. We was never taught that we was the real Israelites. We was the real Jews. A billionaire had to go out on public platforms and say, "Yo, black people are Jews too," right? Of course, he's trying to be politically correct because he's not trying to get all the way down the drain, but he was trying to finesse it in a way. But he knows that the 12 tribes are the so-called Hispanics, Native Americans, and blacks. That's the truth, right? So when we read it right here, it says, "Thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth." So what do that mean? It said be above everybody, meaning that we're supposed to be in rulership, right? When you walk around the town, you should see this symbol. This symbol is the symbol of King David's throne that Christ sits on. It's not the Star of David. This is a shield, right? And if you actually look into ancient Hebrew, all it is two dies, right? And of course, we always been artistic people. We always had our own style and way of doing things, right? Now he took the alphabet, and this was his signet. So when he sealed messages, the banners that was held up, you will see this banner. You understand? Meaning that this is the nation of Israel, the kingdom of King David. You understand? The Israelites, right? The Lord wanted us to be above everybody on the face of the earth. You understand? He wanted the Israelites to be empowered. That's all through the Bible. There was a point in time when it was like that. But when we wanted to go worship other gods, when we wanted to go serve under different men that wasn't of God, when we wanted to follow after other people that is not Israelites, what we would call as Gentiles and heathens, right? We would go follow them. So now we're going to Egyptian Kemet beliefs. We're going to Hindu beliefs. We will go into all types of African, all through Africa beliefs, right? And we also today, primarily, we follow the white man's belief and his ideology, his ways of life. And this is why we are in the conditions that we are in now. The reason why we are in these conditions because we are not following the laws of God. All right. So I just showed y'all how the Lord said we are a special people. He wants us to be above everybody. So now, because we're in the book of Deuteronomy, we're going to go, 20 chapters up to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. All right. And the 28th chapter is explaining the contract that we have with the Lord, right? Anytime you get a new job, what you do? You sit down and you got to read a pamphlet. Pamphlet is thick as hell, right? You're going to read the pamphlet, and it's going to give you all the benefits that you get. They're going to tell you everything that you get when you perform good, when you have good performance, and they also want to give you the part that what happens to you when you have bad performance, right? Discipline, disciplinary actions, right? So this is the book of Deuteronomy. Let's start at 27:1. It says, and Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people. The elders was the generals. You understand? The heads of Israel, the ones that Moses would sit around and have councils with. You understand? That was the generals. That was the top shotters of Israel that Moses was with. And it says, saying, Keep all the commandments which I command you this day. You understand? So here you got Moses with the generals, and he's telling the nation of Israel, us, our ancestors at the time, right, to keep all the commandments. Not to keep some, not to keep what they say 10 commandments. The 10 commandments just govern all 616 commandments of God. That's it. When you narrow everything down, you can narrow them down to 10. And when you learn the laws, you will know you can't eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. You can't celebrate these other people's holidays. I'm going to show you that in the Bible, right? So let's go to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, and the first verse. All right, I'm gonna give y'all time to get there. All right, boom, boom, boom. Let's get it. 1 second. Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. All right, 28th chapter. So make sure y'all get there. All right, so let's get to it. This is the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and first verse, and it reads, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently, meaning what? When you listen and you're actually comprehending, right? One thing I can say about us, we have a horrible, we are horrible at comprehending, actually digesting the information, digesting the instructions that's being given, right? So here, Moses is telling Israel, the Hispanics, blacks, and the Native Americans, he like, and it shall come to pass, as thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments. So you're observing, you're reading, you understand, and you're doing. You understand, you're learning. That's why I have a precept book right here. Right now, I'm not really looking at it because I already know these precepts on the back of my head. But you always want to write down your notes. You want to be able to know, like, yo, what that law? Let me look back in my notes, because now you actually showing, you showing that you want to observe and do these commandments. You understand? Now, some of y'all got good memory, like an elephant. You know what I mean? So big. You might not need the precept book. You should have one anyway, because a certain breakdown just ain't going to be so simple. It's a lot of breakdowns that you need to be able to write it down so you can revisit it in your own time. You understand? But again, the Lord wants us to observe and do all his commandments. And it said, which I command thee this day, that the Lord will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth. So here go, the Lord having favoritism. The Lord want us to serve him. He wants us to be obedient to him. So if the Lord said, forgive your brother, don't murder your brother, don't talk about your brother or your sister behind your back, don't go have sex with a man, with another man when you have a man, all because you're not happy. You know, you got the wondering eye. Oh, I'm not happy. He's making me upset. You know, you shouldn't be getting ready to celebrate Halloween. Here we go. We just all watched Jeffrey Dahmer right on Netflix. Everybody talking about it. We about to go celebrate Halloween. We're going to trust strangers that we don't know that knock at their door to get candy for our kids. And we got Jeffrey Dahmers out here. You understand? Like, we have Jeffrey Dahmers out here, and we're going to go celebrate it. Some people is already grabbing the costumes to look like Jeffrey Dahmer. And Jeffrey Dahmer murdered black people. He ate them. And then laughed about it. You understand? Like, that's evil. And we're going to go dress our kids up as witches. When the Lord said, I suffer a wish to die, I suffer not a wish to live. Meaning, if a person is a witch, you got to go. You understand? Yeah, that's a sin. They're a sorcerer. They got to get put down, right? A murderer. They got to get put down, right? We're teaching our children to sin against the Lord, right? So just to show you, you understand what's going on, how we the Israelites and how we supposed to be moving. It says, if we keep all the commandments, the Lord will bless us, right? As you read this chapter, as you go into the scriptures, you're going to find out in that chapter in 28, you're going to see the first 15 telling you all the good that you get, all the blessings that you have. We all stressed out about, whoa, why can't black people come together? Black people need to come together and bring businesses together. We need to build back Black Wall Street. We need to buy more land. We need to do this. Why can't black people get together? I'll tell you this, in Philly alone, when black people have a business, black people would throw hate at that black person. Prime example, the woman saw that own country cooking. Now, this woman does a lot in the community. You know, she try to help as many people as she can. People didn't call the health department on her when she had the location of North Philly. Got it shut down. She had the resources. Good thing she had the resources. She was able to go now into a official establishment and fresh grocer and open up her own section of the market. Right, business booming. Business is booming. She's making a lot of money. People is coming out from everywhere. Instead of you would look at, she's on national TV, celebrities coming to see her, you would think that everybody would support her. But because we're under these curses and we hate one another, right? When we celebrate something as simple that you would see as simple as a Halloween, that's how you hate your brother. That's how you hate your sister. Because that's a sin. When you live in sin, there's no real life in that. Like the Lord said, hate the world. And I'm going to show you, we're going to go to the book of Amos, the 5th chapter, right? Now, again, I told y'all I was going to show y'all about Halloween and how disgusting and evil it is, right? Like, it's people that every year get drugged. It's people out here that would make literally edibles and give them to kids. You understand? Like it happened last year. People was going around. It was like, yo, these candies got my kids feeling a little woozy. Kids done took some damn edibles. Because somebody that was psychotic, you sent your child to that front door. And when you sent your child to that front door, your child consumed them drugs. Is fentanyl is out here heavy. I guarantee you kids gonna drop dead from fentanyl. A lot of you not. Kids is gonna drop dead from fentanyl because honestly, if you love your child, guess what? You're going to you're not going to send your child to a stranger's door. You're not going to walk your child to a stranger's door and get them to ask for some candy, man. You don't know what the hell people are doing with the candy. So now they got to have metal detectors. You got to hear me out. You trust in strangers. You tell your child, hey, don't talk to strangers, right? But one day out of the year, you're going to trust your child. No, let me get it right. 2 days out the year, because, your child got to sit on Santa's lap. And Santa be a pervert. Who the hell want a bunch of random kids sitting on their lap? That don't make sense. I'm not going to have kids sitting on my damn lap. I'm damn near don't want my kids sitting on my lap. You know what I'm saying? I'd be happy when my daughter, she was like, okay, I was on your lap. Okay, I'm getting up. I'm ready to go run around. Because it's like, you don't got to sit here. No, they little babies and all that. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? But you want grown-ass kids on your lap, that's a pervert. So for 2 days out of the year, you're trusting your children around strangers, man. And they say, oh, well, you got to get the metal detector to make sure that nobody is putting anything in the Kit Kat, because they try to put metal objects out there, Like, Why the hell would you even go and celebrate that? If I gotta worry about metal scraps in my child's candy, then I don't want to celebrate it. You know what I'm saying? And then half of you adults, half of you grown people, you want to celebrate it because you want to dress up. You gonna take your kids out. This is how it go. You take your kids out before the sun go down. Boom. Now when it's at nighttime, you gonna go put on some whole ass costume and you gonna go shake your ass in somebody's goddamn lounge or bar or club or somebody's house party. You understand? Because you just have to turn up and be an idiot. Like that's what it is. Like we was all mad about George Floyd. And we was like, we ain't celebrating 4th of July. The hell with 4th of July. They said, okay, we're going to give you Juneteenth. That's right. Yeah. You know, giving you Juneteenth. They got to give it to you. What about your culture? Your culture is in the Bible. That's why you should listen to the ISUPK. You seeing everybody talking about, yo, I'm an Israelite. I'm an Israelite. Yo, you know we Israelites? Yeah, I'm from the 12 tribes of Israel. Yeah, I'm a Judite. You know what I'm saying? Yo, if you seeing people starting to wake up to it, then you gotta be like, yo, what's all this about? You know what I'm saying? Then come to class. You check it out. You know what I mean? Learn for yourself. A billionaire is telling you, a man with billions is telling you, yo, black people are the real Jews. He's saying, yo, we the 12 tribes of Israel. If he can get it on this mountain so high, you understand? Then why can't you? You living in the hell. He got his own kind of hell. He got rich black man hell. But you got the gutter hell. You know what I'm saying? You get the worst kind of hell. You get his hell. You got your hell too. And your hell's a lot more worse. Right? So drop that. We're going to go to Amos, the 5th chapter. Now, here in the book of Amos, the 5th chapter, it tells you about one thing. Well, it tells you a couple of things, but it tells you, it explains to you, not to celebrate these other people's holidays, to refrain from it because it is not of the Lord. You understand? It is not of the Lord. We shouldn't be practicing it. Of course, because of oppression, we are celebrating. We are, placing our bones in this religion. But see, we have to start getting to the point of getting back to our culture, getting back to the point of saying no, getting to the point of saying, yo, you know what? I'm not going to continue to follow what everybody else following. I'm gonna follow what the Lord says, and I'm gonna show you what the Lord says. Right? This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, and verse. Let's start at 15. Matter of fact, verse 14. All right. Seek good and not evil. So this is life. If we want to say we want to be real, all right, let's keep it real then. It says, seek good. So what is good? Good things come from keeping the laws of God. The same way, if I'm driving a car, I know that I can't run the red light, right? Because if I run the red light, I'm going to cause an accident. You understand? I can lose my life or hurt someone else and take their life, right? I know that if I'm at a stop sign, I can't just keep going. I had to stop. Wait a second, make sure I'm looking at the intersection, making sure ain't nothing coming, and then I go because I'm keeping the laws of the land. Well, the Lord wants you to, the same way how you got to follow rules at your job, same way you got to follow rules with breastfeeding, the same way you have to follow rules, behind the wheel. Got to follow the rules of God, follow the laws of God, right? That's good. Choose the thing that is good. Being a good parent. Being a good parent is you not allowing your child to celebrate Halloween. And a lot of people say, well, my kid going to be upset because a kid is your child. Your children, and this is in the Bible, Your children should not oppress you. You understand? If you love your child more than God, then the Lord is going to punish you for that. You understand? You have to understand this, that you are the parent. You're not the friend. You're not the buddy old pal. You understand? You ain't the girlfriend or boyfriend. You are the parent. And your job is to teach your child the truth, to guide your child and wake them up to reality. When they're so young, yo, we ain't celebrating that anymore. I don't care if they a teenager, yo, we ain't celebrating that no more. You know what I'm saying? Did that. Because this is why. And you give it to them, definitely when they're old enough, yo, this is why. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Let them see it. They be like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Or they don't, then it's on them. But you have to be the parent. Choose good. Being a good parent is choosing the good, right? And it says, and not evil. Don't seek the evil. You're supposed to seek the good, man. Being able to, you should seek how to make your spirit stronger, how to keep these laws, to maintain discipline. You understand that to be able to learn how to be a better parent, a better husband, a better wife, a better sister, a better brother. You understand? Seek rehab if you have a drug addiction or any type of addiction that can be harmful to yourself. Going out to go work out, you know what I'm saying? Starting a business, that's things that is good because there's no sin in that. But when you want to celebrate, one second. All right, I'm back. All right. So the Lord says, seek not evil, right? So you shouldn't want to go buy a costume for your child or yourself. Don't go buy candy to have in a bucket. So if anybody come past your house, you got to give them candy. Stay away from that. You know what I'm saying? Don't seek to be a drug addict. Stop getting high. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's an evil thing. And when you get high, your child is going to get high. Oh, I just smoke weed. Well, when you smoke weed, your child is going to smoke weed. And your child is going to be dumb. They ain't going to know. They're going to just smoke whatever the hell their homie is smoking. And their homie can be smoking a lace blunt. You know what I mean? Laced with fentanyl, baking soda. You know what I'm saying? All types of weird stuff that people do. Pesticides. You dig what I'm saying? Like, and then they'll want to, they because their mind is still developing, they might want to start messing with perks and zanies. You know what I mean? Want to mess with codeine, promethazine, whatever the case may be, Adderall. You know what I mean? They might be dumb enough pop that pill and OD. I know a couple people that OD'd on fake pills. You know what I mean? And it all started from just smoking weed. You know what I mean? We have to start seeking the good and not the evil. When you seek evil, you can't bitch and complain about the outcome that you get from your decisions. And that's you gotta hold yourself accountable. Like you gotta be real with yourself. Like, okay, I'm celebrating Halloween. Yo, my kid just swallowed some metal shards that was in a Reese cup. Yo, that plastic looked like it was sealed and all that. It don't take nothing for somebody to use a hot seal press to just seal up a Reese cup wrapper. You know what I'm saying? Your kid walking around all woozy. You wonder why your kid walking around, you know what I'm saying, panicking and all that, having anxiety attacks, because your child didn't eat edible. Because you chose to choose evil. Or you send your kid out, your kid gets shot, your kid get hit being an innocent bystander. Just because people was out lurking for their enemies, in the hood, and your kid just happened to be there, or your child be abducted by a pedophile. You understand what I'm saying? So the whole thing is you want to use wisdom. You want to use the knowledge of God. When you don't use the knowledge of God, then you're choosing evil. And when you choose evil, you're going to get the reward of someone that chooses evil. All right. Let's get back to it. All right. Hate evil and love good and establish judgments in the gate. All right. So when we, as a nation, when we have our whole environment simply just as school, we choose good and not evil. So you can't do evil things amongst our gates, amongst our schools, amongst our wherever we dwell at. You understand? You can't do evil. You have to do good. And when Christ comes back, you understand, when he cracks the sky with his 2 million angels, you know what I'm saying? With I think it's 200 million, it's about 2 million, 200 million. There's a two in there, right? When Christ established the kingdom on heaven, because it says the kingdom will be on earth. All right, you can read that in the Lord's Prayer, right? So when his kingdom is established on earth, everything is going back to normal. And we're always going to ride with the good and never the evil. Because when it's evil, we're going to purge it out. And if you don't know what that means, you're going to get put to death. You're going to get your head chopped off. You're going to get burned at the stake. You're going to have to serve out punishment. You're going to be you're going to be dealt with. You're going to be under the law. You understand? Because you did wrong. Right? And that's what it's explaining right here. And this is what God is telling the priests. This is what God telling the nation of Israel how he's supposed to operate. You don't get this inside the Christian church. All right. So let's keep going. We coming up on the time. All right. Boom, boom, boom. It may be that the Lord God of hosts will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. All right. So this is talking about the northern tribes, right? The tribe of Joseph, right? But it's still talking about Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Because this is how we supposed to operate. This is how the Lord always this is always his words. Listen, y'all do well, I got y'all. That's why I said the Lord of hosts. The host is what? He has angels. And they are army. The Lord is a man of war. All right. And that just give you an understanding how serious the Lord is really operating. He ain't operating like the Christian church is telling you. Just sing and dance and do the tambourine dance and all that and everything. It just God knows your heart and all that. No, God would allow you to get monkeypox. He would kill you. He will allow a stray bullet to go through your window and hit your child. That's real life. That's not no fairy tale. That's real life. And that's what we gotta start moving on. We gotta start moving on that type time. We can't try to live in this la land of make believe. Because living in the land of make believe, now you got the prison systems filled up with us. The abortions, the babies, fetuses that they harvesting and selling on the markets to these colleges, to these science labs is on the black market. That's our babies. We filling them that damn abortion clinic up with babies. You understand? The grave sites is us. It's young as hell. Our life expectancy in the hood is entirely low right now. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep going. Therefore, the God of hosts, the Lord says thus: While shall be in all streets, and they shall say in the highways, alas, alas, they shall call the husbandmen to the morning. All right, so that's just telling us, what's going to happen around that time. When we have our kingdom and how things going to operate. All right, so boom, we're going to go to Amos 5:21. Remember this, right? Because I'm coming up on time. I'm going to run through this kind of swiftly so you can get it. You know what I'm saying? So it says, I despise your feast days. What's the key word in that sentence that I just read? What's the key word in that precept that I just read? It says your feast days. In Leviticus, the 25th chapter, 23rd chapter, is where you see all our holidays. right? You see all that, and we call them high holy days, holy convocations, right? So you will see all the high holy days, and in the school, you will see it on our website. You will see inside the physical schools that we have on social media, on all our platforms. You will see all the holidays, starting from the Sabbath all the way down to the Passover, right? To the Feast of Purim. You'll see from the Sabbath, you'll see all the way down to the Feast of Purim, right? Everything lined up, scriptures, you understand the breakdown of why we celebrate these things. In the Christian church, your pastor doesn't teach you none of the high holy days. That's wrong. Because this is the whole thing. Christ died I think on the second or third day of the Feast of the Unleavened Bread. Right? If you're supposed to be a Christian, you're supposed to follow Christ. Christ kept the high holy days. He kept them, but we don't keep them. Why? Because they trying to run with doctrine of men, and they teach you the doctrine of men. The doctrine of men in context is the white man. We are learning the white man's doctrine because who celebrates Halloween? Who came up with that? Black people did. What about Thanksgiving? Black people came up with Thanksgiving. Native Americans came up with Thanksgiving. No, it don't make sense at all. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, we got to start being real with ourselves. We got to start being honest and truthful. That's the only way you're going to grow. You can't gain wisdom with a closed mind. You can't gain wisdom without the Lord. Real wisdom comes from the Lord. You can have a little understanding from trials and tribulations, but real wisdom, real knowledge comes from the Lord. That's why King Solomon was noted as the wisest man that walked the earth in his time, because he had the Lord's knowledge and he grew. He went through trials and tribulations. He had to learn from learning the knowledge to be able to gain the wisdom. Like a man in this school, if a man been here for a while, he'll break something down to you and you might not get it. You're like, huh? Why would he do that? Why would he say that? Why he said it like that? And then like it would take some time for you to go through trials and tribulations yourself, and you know the laws, and you're like, dang, now I see why he said that. You know, because dang, that's deep. You know how many times I had those type of reactions being in this school, being under righteous men that been doing this for years before me. We've been doing this since 1969. So just imagine. That's why we undefeated on when we bring up the Bible. When the Bible is brought up, we are undefeated. We never lost at all. You can look at all the videos, Captain Tazariak, all the captains and officers that went to battle. We battled down, I think, almost every day. Everybody want to try challenges. We cut they doctrine to smithereens because we have the truth. Because the truth is in us. This is the only way that you can actually get clean. When you look at the word, what Christ say, you don't believe me? You don't believe I'm the one the Lord sent? You don't believe I'm Christ? You don't believe I'm your king? Then judge me by the fruit that I produce. And when you look at that, when you see the Isupk, we breed soldiers. You sisters is always saying, oh, these niggas they weak, they unloyal. You know what I'm saying? I can't say what y'all really say. You know what I mean? It's profanity. I can't use profanity on this platform. But yeah, y'all say niggas ain't nothing. You get my point? Like, so brothers come in here, right? And then they change their life. You brothers out there, y'all always complaining about women and these sisters out here, man. Oh my gosh, man, they just don't want to be submissive. Hey, Officer Danielle, they don't want to be submissive. You know what I mean? Hey, man, these women is crazy. Sisters come in here and they change their life. They don't sit around and be a monster in the home. They nice to you. They love you. Why? Because they done went through the steps to purging with society, with these powers to be. You understand? The machine, they had to purge themselves. Romans 12:2 states it perfectly. When you come to serve the Lord, you have to let go of the world. You cannot try to serve God and keep hold of the world and all the worldly possessions. You got to let go Halloween. That's why the Lord said, I hate and I despise your feast days. When you want to actually serve the Lord, when you actually want to show the Lord that you love him, you have to prepare yourself to fight your flesh. Your flesh is what you love in the world. You like to, you know, get high. You like to have sex with everybody. You believe that abortions is okay. You want to celebrate Halloween and Thanksgiving, right? You want to hate Keisha because Keisha was liking your man's pics on Instagram, right? You know, you hate your baby daddy. You know, you hate your baby mom. All of that. You know what I'm saying? You can't. The Lord said to change your mind and the way you think. You got to learn everything over again. It's like when you come into the truth, you're like a baby. That's why Christ said you must be born again. If you want eternal life, you must be born again. You understand? You have to be born again. You got to go through, you got to drink the milk, meaning you have to learn how to walk. Someone had to teach you how to walk, how to talk, how to operate. Don't touch that. Don't touch that fire over there. What's that equivalent to? Don't hang out with those people over there because they're drug addicts. They into the world, and you know what I mean. People then took that advice, and then they be like, "Yo, my homies just got all of them got arrested. They was riding in the car. It's crazy. I was about to ride in the car with them, and if I would have gotten in that car with them, I would have got locked up too. Or yo, I would have got Swiss cheese with my homies. Like they got shot at. The whole car got shot up. Man and Rel got hit all up. You know what I'm saying? My man's he in critical condition. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to really change your life. You have to change the way you think. And especially these holidays, they are oppressive to our people, man. This is how the white man keeps us under control. If we would celebrate his holidays, follow his diet that is unlawful, then he has us because he has this is in the Bible where white people is sitting around plotting on us, having a council, which you know as the Illuminati. Everybody know the 13 bloodlines of the 13 richest family in the world that runs the world. Well, yeah, white people sit around and have conversations like that about us, who they can sit over us, how they can keep us under them. Because once we start keeping the law, statute, the commands, you want to actually see change? Start by not celebrating Halloween and trusting strangers to give your child candy. You know what I'm saying? I pray you understand. To finish up, it says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. All right. So all that cooking at your aunts and your moms and grandmom and all that, the Lord don't care. He don't want to smell that baked macaroni and cheese and turkey and you know what I'm saying. He don't care about all that. You know what I mean? He don't care about none of that. He don't care about the meatballs you're gonna make for the Halloween party for the kids and you know what I'm saying, and for your party because you're so immature and you gotta celebrate Halloween and put on a costume. Yeah, the Lord is not with that. And if the Lord is not with it, that means that it's evil. The Lord is always with everything that the ISBK does because it's of him. We choose good. We don't want evil amongst our gates where we patrol, right? Boom, boom, boom. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, meaning the food that you cook, right? I would not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offering of your fat beasts. Take thou away from me the noise of the songs. So your sister and your cousin, you know, your aunties and your moms and your grandmas that can sing their behinds off. Y'all sing Christmas carols, y'all all that good stuff, all the music that you got playing. The Lord said, man, I don't even want to hear that. Shut it up. I don't care. He ain't hearing the prayers, that none of that. He ain't hearing none of that because it's not his feast days. All right. Boom, boom, boom. But let judgment run down as waters. How does water go down? Continually. Water goes, and it's almost like it don't stop if you don't shut it off. He said, let it run like waters. You understand? And righteousness as mighty as a stream. You understand? The Lord wants righteousness to reign supreme in our gates. And he wants us to stop being evil bastards, man. That's all it is. Celebrating Halloween is evil, but celebrating your holidays, celebrating your high holy days, celebrating your, and carrying on your culture is what is actually choosing to be good. And with that being said, I thank y'all for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Keep tuning in, man, into everything that ISBK is producing. We have radio shows, news shows. We on all platforms, definitely Clubhouse. We got music all around the nation, man. Like music is going crazy right now. Donate. You got clothes that you ain't using. You got some food in your cabinet that you can spare. Bring it to the ISBK. Just contact us. Say, yo, I got some clothes. Yo, hit us up. If you watching this, put it in the comments, and we gonna get to it, man. So we can rebuild this nation. With that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. Shalom.